Today I'm going to be showing you guys how I design card frames and how I put all the information together. Now obviously I have a card here that I've been working on. This is an old one, this is not the card we're going to be working on, so I'm going to take you step by step through how I do things and how my frame is organized. So just a couple side notes here. I typically keep a couple different files open, the image with artist names and then the cost of the card. This is how I make the different costs, and I do it and then copy them over. So as you can see, there's many layers of that. So let's hop into it. We're gonna be doing the flavor card for my son. This is a kind of bonus card in Omega. And first off, we're gonna come over here, we'll change the archetype. And I often use MSE after I've done the cards in Photoshop just to kind of see what they'll look like. So let's just see here. All right, 6/6, and it's just a matter of going through, making sure you don't miss anything. I kind of follow along the right. The name is typically the last thing I'll do, so I'll do the archetype, then I'll follow it up with the stat line, and then we'll adjust the numbers here. So this is right now Z8. These are kind of bonus cards. I know our artist. And then we'll hop into and I believe so what I typically tend to do is have triggered effects at the top. So in this case, I've taken my rules text, and sometimes I'll be lazy and the rules text will be slightly off, so I'll need to adjust it, but we'll put the framing in. And then over here I've actually moved, I have some symbols come up more often than others, and so I have them in a separate folder, and then for more unique effects I'll have them in text symbols. So we'll adjust our arrows, make sure that it's easy to read. We're gonna do a little bit one of these bad boys. Tee-hee. And then we'll hide that. Now we need to adjust our frame colors. So I'll come down, we have our stats, of course, and then we'll go to borders. And then I have my different masks for doing different colors. In this case, the blue is going to stay the same, but we're going to change this yellow. We're going to copy this mask and bring it down to red. Ta-da! There's that. We need to adjust the bottom here, and you'll notice I have certain markers to help me figure out where things go, just to keep all the cards looking uniform. It makes life much easier. For costs down here, for the card cost, we will again keep the blue and we'll throw in the red. I don't like to damage, so to speak, my actual card frame, so there's always at least one version of it that's done properly, or that's correct still. But so I'll always make a copy before I edit most things. Alright, so when this card is targeted by a spell or effect, send the top 2 cards of your deck to your graveyard. Your opponent cannot cast spells from anywhere other than their hand. Alright? Make sure there's no typos or spelling issues. Obviously this cost is currently incorrect, so we're going to just delete that layer. Then we'll go over to our cost, and we will, first we should put that away. Now I need to make a cost that is red blue, which I think I already have. Haha. So I will just take this layer, duplicate it, put it over here, and so now I have that. Obviously we need to add some flare. In this case I'll add a stroke, 1, 3, and then we'll zoom in here to make sure. This is something that drives me crazy, is when these are not aligned properly. So I made sure it was very easy to do that. Then, okay, we still have our name we still have to work on in a second. Let's grab our photo. Yay, it's beautiful. Dominic, in the off chance you ever see this, I'm sorry for using your photo. It's so amazing. This is just a silly game for my friends and me, so I hope you don't mind too much. I promise. Not doing anything fancy. Alright. And then, even though this will be cut off, you need to fill in your bleed lines. So what I do is I'll just typically stretch the image up here because it doesn't really matter. It's going to get cut off, but it is important to have that. Then the last thing we need to do is throw in our name. And I believe, oh, what did I have? I had the name right here. Manipulate. Actually, and in this case, shrink it down a little bit. Let's try 9. Nope, a little bit too big still, so we'll try 8.9, maybe 8.7. That looks about perfect. And then we just go through, double check. We have name, we have archetype, cost, stats, resonator type, card type, effects, adjusted, card attribute, artist, and then the last thing is just clean up all of our stuff here. And file, save. And then I always like to make a copy that's a JPEG just so I can manipulate the images for the website. All right, and that is basically how I make a card frame. Obviously this is the last thing you do, and I prepared a lot of this stuff ahead of time so I could go through this one pretty quick, but yeah. If you have any suggestions or if you have any questions, I'm more than happy to help. And with that, have a great day, guys. Bye-bye.